In this chapter, we're going to look at how you invest your time and what return you get for that investment. Given that most of us go through our sales day locked into a pattern of activity that's largely driven by habit, it's important that we look at our use of time with an open mind, recognizing that small improvements in what we do every day can return huge dividends for us. We're going to do our best to help you understand the issues and opportunities around your use of time. We're going to look at strategies you can use to improve the return you get from your time investment. Finally, we're going to focus on daily actions you can take to shape new and more productive habits. There is a famous quote from Dennis Waitley: "Failures do what is tension relieving, while winners do what is goal achieving." It's so easy for us to slip into daily patterns shaped by what relieves tension instead of what drives achievement. So we will look at those areas where continuous improvement in our daily activities can have big benefits for us. You need to recognize that your time is your only non-renewable resource. If you don't control your time will control you. You can't manage or change time. You can only seize control over what events you choose in which to participate. The most important question a salesperson must ask each day: is what I'm doing right now the most valuable use of my time? Once upon a time, moving at the speed of business was just someone's clever slogan. Now it's simply a fact of life. More than ever, our culture is committed to doing more with less and doing it faster than ever. This creates a system of competing priorities and deliverable deadlines that can often seem impossible to resolve. It's important that every salesperson develop the skills to identify and protect high-value activities and manage distractions and interruptions in order to be productive and minimize stress. Time management is one of the greatest skills you can develop. Being able to manage your time effectively can mean being successful in your career or reaching important life goals. In the big picture, time management may determine whether you look back on your life one day and reflect on the wonderful things you have done in your life, or whether those dreams you had were just that, dreams. However, time management isn't always a matter of time at all. Stop looking. You'll never find time. It isn't lost. You're living it. You have to consciously decide to live it in certain ways and not others. You have to make time by taking it away from one activity and giving it to another. And we know that there are lots of ways to lose a sales day, but not a single way to get one back. If you want to understand the impact of better time utilization, think about the last time you went on vacation. If you're like the rest of us, the last week before you leave for vacation is one of the most productive weeks in the year. Why is that? One reason is that you shorten your attention span to what you have to accomplish in 5 days. And then as the days tick down, you keep concentrating your focus to each day and even to each hour in each remaining day. Another reason for your annual spurt of productivity at vacation time is that you discover a secret word you forget the other 50 weeks of the year. That word is no. During your vacation launch week, you get dramatically better at saying no to everything you don't have time to do. You find it easy to say no to time wasters that you reluctantly accept the rest of the year. Another reason for your pre-vacation productivity is that you have far more energy that week than any other week of the year. It's like the horse can really smell the carrot that week. You know that a reward is going to happen at the end of the week and you run toward it with gusto. We have become so sure we can up our game once we have less time, we have given it a name: the 2-minute drill. Isn't it amazing how football players can suddenly deliver dramatically better performance once they go into their 2-minute drill? I mean, they only have 60 minutes to start with, right? You would think they'd be fully motivated by that time limit. Have you ever wondered what your team would be like if they played the whole game the way they played during their 2-minute drill? Why is it that when you feel your time is limited, that you make the best use of it? Is it possible that the less time you have, the better you get at using it? Is it possible that if you take care of the minutes, the hours will take care of themselves? The fact is, when you tell yourself that you don't have time, you're telling yourself a lie so blatant it would make the Pentagon blush. To understand the value of a year, ask a student that has just failed the final exam. To understand the value of a month, ask a mother of a premature baby. To understand the value of 1 week, ask the editor of a weekly newspaper. To understand the value of an hour, ask two lovers waiting to meet. To understand the value of a minute, ask the person that just missed the plane, train, or bus. To understand the value of a second, ask the person that just avoided an accident. To understand the value of a millisecond, ask the Olympian that just won the silver medal. While you can't manage time, you can seize control over what events in which you choose to participate. Less is more. The best salespeople do more in less time, and organization is the tool they use to control their time. I think it's safe to say that none of us would board a plane if we knew that they had no flight plan, nor would we want to be on a cruise ship that didn't have a map on board. But way too many salespeople take off each day without a written flight plan and without a map to guide their day. Perhaps that's why some days feel so directionless. I have a good friend who is a terrific salesperson. She has been one of the top 3 performers for the past 10 years. She competes with over 600 salespeople. She always prides herself in her daily planning and organizing. She is addicted to her day timer, and it goes everywhere she goes, even on vacation. A year ago, the high-tech company she works for decided that everyone would use an iPad. After a year, she still uses her day timer, but now must re-enter everything into her iPad so the corporate sales management can track her activity. She told me that this mandate to automate has cost her 2 hours a day of personal time because she does all her daily planning at home. I have another friend that uses his iPad religiously. At the end of each sales call, he dictates the results, commitments made, and next steps into the iPad. There it translates into text that he transfers into his Salesforce.com CRM system each evening. The lesson is simple. Find out what works for you and stick to it. If you're comfortable with PCs, PDAs, iPads, and tablet computers, use them efficiently. If using paper-based organizers works for you, resist change for change's sake. Either way, get control of your day. Plan your work and work your plan. One indication that you're effectively planning your day is the creation of action triggers. These include lots of start times for those things you plan to do. The more things you plan to start each day, the more things you finish. I know a very successful salesperson that always plans an after-work commitment at 5:30 every day. He tells me that this forces him to get more done in the time he has. He told me that by lunchtime every day, he feels like he is starting his own 2-minute drill, and that he gets a lot more done each day by putting a hard stop to his office time. There are a wide variety of selling environments in the high transaction and high trust selling venues. Each requires organization and effective use of time, but each places constraints on what time optimizing options are available to its sales force. Here are some ideas that can help you better invest your time and eliminate time wasters. All of these may not apply specifically to you, but all these techniques have proven helpful to salespeople. Shut off your internet. Spend less time being distracted by surfing the web. There's always something new to read, a new email, or a social media profile at your fingertips waiting to take you off track. One of the best things you can do when you're working on your biggest tasks is to disconnect from the internet or turn off your computer. As we discussed in the last chapter, do the most important task first. The most critical sales tasks are the ones that give you the biggest return. Focus your time, energy, and effort on sales activities that will help you attain your goals. Whenever possible, work from a virtual office. The key here is to set rigid boundaries and to minimize distractions while working at home. You will save on commute time and save your company money. However, you will actually be tempted to work even more hours being at home, so don't lose the benefit of setting a preset quitting time and stick to it. Schedule times to check your emails and voicemails. This will help you increase your sales productivity because you will have fewer distractions and be able to focus more. Remember, you don't have to be available every minute and second of the day. In fact, that just will slow you down. Organize daily tasks into blocks of time. Ever notice how tasks tend to fill up at the time that you need to make available for them to be completed? Knowing this, limit the amount of time you have to complete sales tasks and you will get them done faster. Delegate as much as possible and get as many tasks off your desk as possible so you can focus on the ones that really count. You probably have more resources than you even know are available to you at your organization, and you must leverage these. Limit your number of social networks. Determine which social networking sites are most valuable to you. You may be a member of multiple forums, online groups, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and will be invited to join other networks as well. Pick a couple that are most helpful for you and drop the rest. Send fewer, shorter emails. Also, don't become dependent on emailing versus picking up the phone. There is value in the personal touch. Shut off notifications. Are you constantly getting pinged with an email or tweet or text or IM? When you're actually focused and present in the moment? Don't forget that the most important time you have is right now. Only keep what you truly need on it. Keep it neat and tidy. Do the same for your computer desktop. If you're working at home, be sure to check out these tips to increase your productivity while working at a home office. Do one thing at a time. Multitasking can be totally counterproductive. Create a room that's dedicated for work only. It's essential you separate your work from your home life so that when you enter your home office, you know what you're there to do. Work. It will help if you change your mindset from I'm working at home to I'm at work. Tell your friends and family exactly what the room is for, and that even though you're in the house, apartment, condo, you're at work when in that office. Don't quit. If you're having a rough day, it'll be tempting to go find something else to do. Train yourself to work anyway. Take breaks. Block out 15 minutes multiple times per day for a break. Your focus and productivity will increase. Drink water and eat multiple times per day. Your brain is made up of about 85% water, and you need water to stay alert, focused, and productive. To keep your energy levels and productivity at the highest levels, eat 5 to 7 smaller meals per day instead of 3 large meals. Be sure to eat some protein with each meal. While these behaviors have helped many get bigger returns on their time investment, it is important that you find what works for you and plan to continuously improve your time ROI.